Welcome to Just James, the podcast. We hope this episode enlightens, illuminates, and illustrates a new outlook for your life. And now, here is our host.
Well, hello, everyone. It's your boy. It's me. It's PJV, and that's no cap. That's big facts. I got my next special guest with me. Well, first off, this will be released around Christmas time, so Merry Christmas to everybody. So I got my next special guest with me. She's a powerful young lady. She's the CEO of Eria's extensions, wigs, bundles, frontals, closures, and accessories. Go cop some stuff right before Christmas. Hopefully, shipping will be good. You got these bills to pay. Got this baby to pay for. Your baby wants to pay. All right. So give everybody show your love for the young, the beautiful, the up and coming Eria, Ms. Everybody.
Hey, how's everyone?
Hey. So let's get this thing started. Is there anything else you want to plug before we go into our conversation?
Make sure y'all shop Eria Extensions, eriaextensions.org.
Hey, we're gonna post a link in the podcast info at the bottom. So let's go ahead and get started. We met at there was a gallery event at Fudge's shop when released, and there was a whole bunch of vendors, and that's when we met over there. And we mentioned about the podcast and stuff like that. So I just wanted to get your perspective because, if you don't mind, how old are you?
I'm 22.
22. So I'm 31. So there's a big gap right here. So there's definitely a different level of understanding. I just want to hear your perspective about certain things that I may not understand, and you may some things that you may not understand. So it's a big learning experience. And I don't just want to talk about problems, but solutions to problems as well, because we can talk about problems all day and every day, and they'll never get solved. But let's come up with some solutions. So, so the first question is centered towards difficulties in creating healthy relationships. What do you think makes building healthy relationships particularly challenging in today's social and cultural climate?
I feel like the most challenging thing in today's world is communication. Everybody communication is not there. One person might feel one way, the other person might feel another way. Also actions, like the communication sometimes don't line up with the actions as well.
Valid.
So, that's what I think.
Okay, that's valid. One thing I've learned growing up is that communication is good, but it's comprehension. We can talk all day, but if I can't comprehend where you're coming from, it ain't gonna click. So I have to ask the question, when people look at me crazy, I'm like, okay, what did you hear from my last statement? I said this, what did you hear from? What did that translate to you? And I hear what people say, I'm like, that is not even remotely close to what I was saying. So communication is definitely a thing in action to respond, but that comprehension, some people just don't get it. Like, you're just trying to educate them, you just look at them like, how did you make this far? Well, by the grace of God, hallelujah.
Yeah.
as a old folks would say, bless his heart, bless your heart, honey.
Yeah, they'll realize one day.
Yeah, hey, somebody. So continuing on, how has social media and dating apps impacted the way young people form connections, and what are some ways to navigate these platforms wisely, in your opinion?
Dating wise with the social media, it actually kind of sped it up a little bit. Like, people think they got so many options because there's so many people coming at them because it's social media. Like, you can literally text anybody when you get ready. So I feel like they kind of messed it up a little bit. But also, I mean, it works out for some people. It worked out for me, so.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think it's more difficult for older people trying to go into the dating scene. It's weird kind of see people like our parents' age, like, go and sit down somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, that age group is definitely different.
It's so different, and definitely social media. I think social media has inflated a lot of egos and made people think that there's something that they're not. And we've used it as a form of self-validation, and it's like, okay, you can be one thing on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, but at home you're completely different. You're projecting a lifestyle you can't even maintain. So it's like, if you really see him, it's like,
You're not doing that.
man, you looking real sus right now, bro. Like, oh, you're scamming. That's what you're doing. That's what it is. Okay. That's why you. Okay, cool.
It makes sense now.
It makes sense. The math is mathing now. First it wasn't mathing. Now it's mathing. So, continuing on, what role does family upbringing and societal expectations play in the shaping of relationships we pursue or avoid? Like, how does that dynamic fit in how we facilitate relationships, in your opinion?
Like basically saying like your family having a say so in your relationship.
More or less like your family upbringing, what you were taught, your environment.
Oh, that definitely matters. I didn't realize that till my age now. I'm just now learning that this year. It plays a big part, especially like if you don't have your mom in your life, or if a man didn't have his father in his life, he's raised by a single mother. Getting raised by a single mother, it can lead to a good thing or a bad thing. And 9 times I've seen it's pretty bad because they don't really grow into the men they're supposed to be because they never had a father figure.
Mm-hmm.
And then otherwise, like how people raise their kids, some people, gentle parenting versus hard parenting. I'm hard parenting. I don't want nobody gentle parenting because when you get out in the real world, nobody's going to be gentle with you. They're going to be hard. So, just to stay on that, it just depends on who you end up with and what y'all agree on.
Right. For me, I grew up a 2-parent household. Eventually, parents, one of them passed away about 3 years ago, and
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no problem, thank you. But watching that dynamic, sometimes it was good, sometimes it was bad, and seeing others and watching others facilitate healthy relationships, I've come to a place in my life. It's like, if I'm not against dating someone that coming from a single parent, but it's like, hey, have you gone to therapy about it? Have you? No, like, we laughing, but that's serious. It's like there are some things you're gonna have to unlearn because you think that it's normal, and how I was brought up. You may have to challenge those things, and sometimes I feel like as a people we're not quick to challenge those things because we make it a part of us, and really it's a dysfunction. There's even some things within the 2-parent household that are dysfunction that you're gonna have to challenge. So you have to be willing to confront those things. But because a lot of people perceive their life as normal, and someone from the outside says like, nah, bruh, nah, sis, that ain't, no. And they take that person, it's like, no, you're not. Hey, bruh. Just give you a whole new outlook on life, my guy. Give you a whole new outlook on life, my sis. That's all. I ain't trying to shoot your mom and daddy down. It's just looking at some things and like.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Me personally, my parents split when I was 2, but like they was always in my life. Like I was just back and forth every day, so it really didn't affect me much, honestly.
That's good. My son, like I said, me and my ex, we split about 2 years ago. So I'm very active. Matter of fact, yesterday I was at my son's Christmas thing for his school. So like he sees me all the time. He calls me all the time. So I have no issue with, he has no issue with seeing me. It's like sometimes we have a very healthy co-parenting relationship now. It took time, but
yeah, definitely takes time.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time.
How long?
From experience, it comes from saying no matter what happened between us, our child deserves us and deserves access to us, and not just us, a healthier us. So will me and my ex back together? No, absolutely not. No. No.
Just not right now.
Never. That bridge is burnt.
Oh, okay.
That bridge is burnt. Okay. But for my son and for our son, like, hey, look, whatever you need me to do, I'm here. Whatever you need me to do, I'm there. I'll move mountains. Okay, I'll do over here. Go here. So it's just the healthy communication to make sure that our son has what he needs to be healthy, because what happened between us, though it affected him, he's still here and he's a product of us. And we have to get ourselves out the way, get our ego out the way, get our pride out the way, get the me. But like, hey, he's here.
Right.
And he needs us at our best. So that if that means us keeping our mouth shut and addressing him and talking directly about his issues, and then you go your way and I go my way, that's all needs to happen. That's all need to happen. I don't even know who you're dating. The only reason why I need to know who you're dating is because I need to know who around my boy. And he's cool. But other than that, what y'all do. Just so long he ain't hurting you and hurting the boy, I don't care.
I don't blame you. I guess I'm the same way, but I have a daughter, so it's definitely different. I don't want my daughter seeing like different men around me and stuff. So I try not to date like that. Like I talk to a guy, but like going on dates, you come to my house. Because I have a daughter, she's gonna look up to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the same thing for a man. The same thing for me. Like I have a son, so I have to be mindful of who I bring around my son. I don't want to be like, well, daddy had a whole bunch of women, just it was like, like, nah, that's not how you do things, Now, does daddy go on dates? Yeah, daddy go on dates, daddy goes out. But as I'm growing, I'm teaching you what to look for, what not to look for, what to entertain, what not to entertain, because I had to learn that not everybody's worth that time.
That's true.
And you have to be mindful of that. And sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you think somebody's the one, they're not. And sometimes you think somebody's not the one, they end up being that. So it's just the journey of life. Trying to find your way, navigate your way in a new terrain that's very unfamiliar. So I think that's the part of the whole journey, I guess.
Yeah, just you live and you learn.
Living and learning. So continuing on, what are some red flags you've learned to identify that signal a relationship might be toxic? You ain't gotta name no names. You ain't gotta name no names. You gotta name drop. You ain't gotta name drop.
I'm not gonna name drop. But honestly, how he treats his mother? Like, how do you treat her? And like, are you respectful around your elders? And I'm real big on communication. I used to not be like that. Like, a man has to have communication, and you have to be persistent. And if not, then you gotta go. Like, if I realize you're not putting in the effort that I want you to put into me, then you just gotta go.
That's valid. I think for me is, how is the woman's relationship with her father for me? Because how you treat your father is how you gonna treat me.
Yeah.
Like, if you yelling and snapping at him, I'm like, first out, what you not gonna do? What you not gonna do is punish me because your daddy didn't do his job. Okay, that's what you're not gonna do. And I don't think a man should punish a woman because his mama didn't do her job. Like that's not their problem. So you need to. That's between you, Jesus, and an altar, and you need to go fix that. And actually, you, Jesus, an altar, and a therapist. Y'all need to go talk about that and handle that over there. Now, I'll support you in your process, but I'm not going to be your punching bag for that. You have to go do your work. Okay,
I agree with
do
you.
it over there.
Over there.
Not here. Now, you get loved on, you get hugs, you get affirmation, but the work that you're doing, do it over there. Can you share any strategies or practices that has helped you break free from toxic relationships and heal afterward?
Yes. Let it out. The girls know what I mean by let it out. All that built up frustration and like, let it out. Just, you're gonna feel crazy, you're gonna feel insane. But like, once you let it out, then pray to God and then move on. But you have to move on mentally before you move on physically. And it's gonna take time between the two. But once you move on mentally, you'll also get the courage to move on physically. And once you do that, it's gonna be a lot of drama. It's gonna be a lot of going back and forth. But like, once y'all finally let go and you let go, it gets so much better.
For me, for the fellas, I would say focus on your goals that you had before her.
What if he don't have any goals before you, though?
Then why are you dating?
That's a good question.
And that goes for men and women. Is that I think so with being an entrepreneur, and I think you understand this, is that your time, especially entrepreneur and a parent, your time is very stretched. So being with someone who may be insecure. Like, where are you? Why are you out in the middle of the night? You know, why are you doing this? And like, I'm trying to make this munyon child wants to eat, and then I like having nice stuff.
Exactly.
And these lights that we turn on, and I'm clocking into this 9 to 5 that I really don't enjoy. So I know I gotta push it when I'm off to make it work. So I mean, if you just stay down, you know what I'm saying, and just support me, I got you. Like, I got you. Just be supportive. I got you. But you on some other stuff, and it's like, so, and I think that's the difficulty of dating without purpose. Like, what is the purpose of you dating? So, like, what's the assignment outside of what's your personality outside of this person? What are your hobbies outside of the person? What were you doing before you got into the relationship? Because many folk dropped everything they was doing. They was working out. They was, I don't know, they was doing Magic the Gathering. I don't know. They was doing whatever their hobbies were that made them happy. When they got with that person, they dropped it. They weren't consistent with it. And now they have to rebuild afterwards.
They definitely have to rebuild it afterwards. And like what you were speaking on, like going to a 9 to 5 and then coming back trying to do what you do on the side, like it's very overwhelming. And that's why I say, like, as an entrepreneur, if you don't date someone that's not an entrepreneur, they're not gonna understand, like, at all. And I guess that's like my biggest problem, because they be like, you know, I tell somebody I'm not finna go to work. Like, I've been off work for 2 months. A lot of people don't know that. They be like, oh, why you off work? How you gonna pay your bills? How you gonna do that? I'm a hustler. I'm gonna get it one way or another. I know how to get out here and sell some hair. You know, I know how to make money, because like it gotta be in you. Yeah. So it's definitely hard.
Yeah, you see all these all these logos up top. That's all the stuff that I do. Like, that's everything I do right up top. So, like I said, I'm trying to make these things happen. Now I believe that you can date someone who is not an entrepreneur successfully. But that's only if they're secure within themselves. And once again, they have their own life. You got to have a life outside of your relationship. Keep your friends outside of the relationship. Now, if they toxic, get some new friends. But like, keep your friend group. You know, hey, you know, continue to do the stuff he was doing before we got together. That, and as long as you're secure with that, and no one I got you, you got me, I'm down, you down, we in this together. Okay, like, that's all we need. That's all we need. But you want me to be under your skirt all the time? Oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you? Like, I have my location on, and I'm at the house.
I don't even ask for the location.
Some women do, and which
that's insecurity.
But see, personally, I don't mind, because I don't go anywhere. So, I mean, the way you're gonna find me is at work, the grocery store, church, and home. That's really it. That's really it. That's my whole life. Now, if I'm out and about traveling, whatever, is most likely I'm out with my son, or I'm out doing ministry, or I'm out doing business stuff. That's really it. That's it. So. Right. I have no problem with sharing my location, because some people need that form of security and knowing where their partner is. Percy,
I wouldn't recommend.
But it's the whole thing of like, ooh, what about this? And you have my location, like, you know where I'm at.
See, but it gets to the point where she'll try to, you know, get your schedule down packed, and then say you 5 minutes off, and then she gets tripping about, okay, what are you doing between these 5 minutes? I don't.
Maybe Huntsville traffic is stupid, okay?
Yeah, that's I don't believe that. So I don't recommend sharing locations. Like, if a guy wanted my location, I would give it to him. But if you see me at somebody's house and you ask where I'm at, I'm going to tell you.
Really? Wow. So that's the first, because it's someone like, I want that location. So you don't want to say that you don't want the location. So
yeah,
so how has that worked for you in relationships? Because, like I said, it's a different thing, you know.
I've personally dealt with being in a relationship and sharing life 360. So when my phone was going dead, it got bad. It wasn't even the location part; it was the phone being dead. So I just don't recommend it.
Okay, that's new. That's new, because a lot of women your age, I want to know your location. I don't know where your mama at. They want to know. I'm like they're the CIA. Like, hold on, wait a minute.
See, but I will pull up if I feel like something's off, because you're gonna get that good feeling. I'm going to pull up. I don't even have to know where you at. I know your top 3 spots. We're good. I can pull up.
You pull up either one of them. And this
Yeah.
won't be in the house. Behind this desk. Like,
Yeah, that's about it.
you know, so yeah, yeah, some people really want, to keep tabs for security reasons, which I understand because stuff be happening. It's 2024 going to 2025. Look, stuff be happening. It's crazy out here. So I'm like, I understand. So yeah, whatever. But there are some people that's like very insecure. And I'm like, all right, if that's what you need to help you feel secure, okay, cool. I don't do nothing anyway. So
I can see it from that point of view.
Yeah. So continuing on, what advice would you give to someone who feels stuck in an unhealthy relationship but is afraid to leave?
Pray every single day till you get out. That's about it with that one. Because what else are you gonna do? You're gonna stay there, keep feeling bad, feeling like it's gonna keep getting toxic until like God's gonna get it to a point where it's so bad that you have no choice but to lean on Him, and then start praying, and then He'll help you get out. And then once you get out, the devil gonna try to come in and tempt you to go back, but you can't go back.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that
good.
was my personal experience.
My advice for someone who feels stuck in an unhealthy relationship, tell them where you are. Like, I'm not happy with this. I don't want this anymore. I feel like you've been unhappy for years and they continue on because they're used to where they are and just complain all day. And some people that I know that are like that, and eventually come to a point where I'm like, okay, now shut up. What are you gonna do now?
Exactly. And
I
there's
don't want to hear about I don't want to hear about this man no more. I don't want to hear about this girl no more. Stop talking to me about it. It's been about 3 months, and you told me everything this person did. When are you heading out?
When I get tired.
Like, you complaining all day, just complaining, and they not damn move. So obviously you like it there. Obviously you enjoy it. If you enjoy it, I'm tickle pink for you, my guy. I'm tickle pink for you, my girl. But if you complaining all day, don't torture yourself and him, or torture yourself and her. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
I mean, like you said, some people get comfortable and they're scared of change too. Because you get so attached to a person. So to detach from a person is like, that's big. Detaching from people is very hard. And it takes a lot of time.
I understand. I got married at a very young age. Got divorced I got married in 2014. Yeah, I got married in 2014. Divorced in 2021. Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Been together total 10 years. So yeah, that's the majority of my like your age. I was pretty much getting married, and all of my 20s was in a marriage. So that whole detachment style and ending that, and I think, well, not I think, but I know the worst part of releasing a relationship is you have to let your expectations and your dreams for the relationship die. And that's another level of grief, because you built a whole life with them in your head. You built like 5, 10, 50, 5, 10, 20, 25, 50 years in your head. And when you look at it, it's like, it can't happen anymore. Like that.
That's
like
crazy.
That's devastating. I ain't gonna lie, it's devastating. Devastating. But it comes to a point where it's so toxic, and you're not happy, they're not happy, you're down, they're down. It's like, look, if you're not gonna change, I'm not gonna change. We're at an impasse. So let's just call it a day.
Exactly.
Just call it a day. You're not happy, I'm not happy, things are not changing, you're not changing, I'm not changing. You think you're right, I think you're wrong. I think I'm right, you think I'm wrong. So obviously there's no compromise here.
At all.
Compromise, obviously we don't trust each other.
Trust is huge in a relationship too. If there's no trust, there's no relationship.
And if we don't trust each other, what are we doing here?
I guess most people hold on to stuff that they know been like dead, but they still hold on to it. I guess because they have like a little hope.
Yeah, they be having hope in dead stuff, but then want to come to me talking about, oh, I'm scared of church. Bro, you go back to that man.
Ah,
Come on, come on. I don't want to go back to church. They don't like this. You go back to that man every time.
love, okay, women, it's different. Once we love. Like it's hard. Women are like, naturally emotional and love hard anyway. So leaving a man, it's not hard. I mean, it is hard. It's hard.
For men, it's hard too.
I don't believe it. Cause men just move like, okay, no,
No,
nothing bothers us.
no. That's the external. The
Mm-hmm.
internal, we be dying on the inside. We be, bro, we on the verge of NBA YoungBoy crash out, D1 crash out, like for real.
Mm-hmm.
But we keep our composure because we don't want to make a fool of ourselves. Like we be wanting to crash out.
Mm-hmm.
Like from experience, crash out. Like, okay, like you are not gonna do this to me, not me. We ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life. Like, welcome, you signed to death row, baby. You death row for life.
They wasn't welcome to death row. Yeah. Mm-mm.
So yeah, look. I think that's a lot of reasons why a lot of men are the way they are in relationships now, because they were in love before. They did love someone hard, but someone didn't treat it right. And then what they saw a lot of the toxic dudes get all the love, all the attention. So it was like, okay, so toxicity gets attention. Toxicity gets the woman. Toxicity gets baddie. So if that's what they want, I'll become that so I can get the baddie.
Yeah, but the baddie don't even be the baddie all the time.
It don't, but it be baddie to them.
True.
Like I said, it be the baddie to them. Because it's the chick that all the dudes be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Then they get the baddie, but then they be insecure, but because all the dudes are looking, it's like, bro, you can't.
Men don't know what they want.
We know what we want. We know what we want.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we haven't had the conversation yet. I find that a lot of women don't know what they. I'm gonna say this: they say what they want, but they don't go after what they want. They go the exact opposite.
I can agree with you on that. I can. And like you said, women go after toxic, like I like a dude that like treats me wrong. Even though I want a good guy, but if I get a good guy, I'm not gonna like the good guy. But
why? Why is that?
I don't know. It's no excitement. Like you said, people like toxic. They like arguing just for the thrill.
But the excitement to have your blood pressure going, your heartbeat racing and palpitating, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. I mean, you grow out of it eventually. Like right now, I want a good guy. But I know I'm not ready for a good guy.
But you know what? I can respect that because at least you're aware of that. There are women that aren't aware, and they've actually run into good guys, and they just treat them any kind of way. And they're just making more broken men, just like a lot of these dudes are making broken women. So
yes, they are making broken women. Hurt people.
Hurt people. And like I said, I know a lot of good dudes that were done dirty. I mean, they were done dirty. And they never said anything. They kept it hush hush. They kept it hush hush. And I'm like, man, but I can at least respect that to an extent. It's like, at least you're aware of where you are. There's some that just are not, and they just treat people any kind of way.
Yeah. I agree with you.
So continuing on, like, how can young women learn to identify and uphold their worth when dating or forming new relationships, in your opinion?
Upholding their worth, I mean, honestly, you know what you want to tolerate and what you don't want to tolerate. It is standards in dating, but at the same time, you're just exploring new people and stuff. There's really no like worth. You have to kind of be worthless a little bit, because ain't nobody gonna come in perfect or do what you say or stuff like that. So that's what I think.
Yeah. I've learned my perspective of this. I know the people say this: "Come healed or don't come at all." Right? I've heard that before. Come healed or don't come at all. My phrase is "come aware or don't come at all." Because I had to learn that healing is not a place or an achievement. Healing is a process. You will forever be healing. Like, you will always have your triggers. Your triggers will always exist. It's just that, are you aware of them to respond differently and in a healthy way? Like, I have my triggers. I know what my triggers are. My thing is, when I am triggered, how am I going to respond?
Exactly.
So I'm not expecting someone to compete. I'm expecting someone to just come aware. Like, be aware of where you are, or be aware of where you stand and what's going on with you. Like, you're aware. Like, hey, this is what I want. This is what I like. But I'm at this place in my life. This is where I'm at. That's awareness. We need people who are self-aware to say, look, I want this, but I'm not ready for it.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of dudes out here, like, from experience, there's a lot of dudes who see a lot of beautiful women, but they're like, you know what? I ain't gonna holler at her.
Because you don't want to waste her time. See, that's a real man.
It's not even waste her time. We know there's people like it's out of that. At least we feel like she's out of our league. It's not about this money or clout. It's just like, we look at it like that's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah.
That woman is high maintenance, and there's no shade to the high maintenance ladies. You know, high maintenance girlies. Hey, do y'all thing. But your boy over here, I'm on a budget. Okay, I'm on a budget. So I'm working on it. Okay, I'm working. Your boy grown. Just be patient with you. Okay. Right. Last question. What does not settling for less mean to you, and how do you stay committed to your standards while navigating modern relationships?
That's a very good question. That is a very good question. How do I answer this? I don't want to say the wrong thing, but to navigate it, honestly, keeping up, I guess you'll know. I guess how a man approach you, you'll know what kind of guy he is, if that's even worth your time or not. Me personally, I think I know. And then, like you said before, I think I know what kind of dudes that I'm not ready for. Like you said with the women, you'll see women women are like that too. They'll see a guy that they probably want or something, but they won't say nothing because, that comes with a lot of disobedience. And yeah.
Because I from experience, I felt that. I've heard some of my female friends, like, she's like my sister. She's like, such and such don't want to talk. She's like, there's some girls that want to talk to you, James. Da, 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 da. I'm like, who? Like, I don't know who. But they scared. Like, what they scared for? I ain't gonna bite them. I don't know what they scared for. Just how you are. I'm like, baby, I may like you. Like you, I may like you though. Like, I may like you. Just, if that's how they feel, I can't push that on them. I mean,
exactly.
So for me, not selling. What does not selling for less mean to me? Not selling for less. First, that means you've assessed where you are in your life and in life in general, where you're not overrating yourself and you're not underrating yourself at the same time. Like, I've seen people, I'm like, this person is here and you're intentionally shooting for the gutter. And then I also see people that are there and they shoot for somebody that's, at a certain level, and it's like, oh, I need this, or they got to take me here and I got to have like this. But baby, you don't even do that for yourself.
And let me say that I don't even think like that. Most women do. I want to see where a man is. I want to see where a man is at mentally. I don't care about finances and stuff because I got me. I don't care about it. I mean, I care about a man's finances, but at the same time, like, I'm not worried about that. It's just how you think. Because your mentality might be like so off to the point I don't even want to talk to you. Correct.
And you may have money, your mentality may be off, like, for real.
Yeah.
I have to tell a lot of my female friends, like, stop chasing the guys with the money. Chase the guys who are generous.
Yes.
Because just because he has money don't mean he will give it to you.
That part.
It don't mean he will give it to you, baby. But a man who's generous, who's about you, oh, that man moves some mountains for you. So, but yeah, with selling for less, it's really like I know that I'm a 30, going to be a 32-year-old black man. I'm 5'8", got a kid. Little on the little heavy side. I'm working on the weight stuff. I'm working on it,
Ain't nothing wrong with big guys. Women love big guys, especially during the wintertime.
Hey, look, they ain't in my inbox. Okay, so I don't know.
You gotta go to them.
Look, Like I said, I go to work, I go to church, I go to school, I go home. Okay, all right, I'm safe. I'm safe there. Indoors. Okay, I'm safe.
You definitely gotta go to them.
Oh Lord Jesus, okay, I'm sweating already. So I had to learn like where I stand in life, and like I understand there's some women that don't want men with a kid, and that's understandable. There are some, but there are women that flock to men with kids. There's some women that want men in ministry, and there's some women that don't. Like I don't want to be no first lady. I'm like, that's understandable. I mean, I can't hate that. I don't knock it. It's hard.
That is hard.
It's hard. Like I ain't gonna front. It's hard. So you just gotta once again be realistic with where you are, where you stand, and base your settling or your boundaries and expectations realistically. And how you stay committed to your standards while navigating them is when you establish those boundaries, and when people try to push up against it, you stand firm. It's like, I'm not budging. This is my line. This is where I stand. These are my principles. These are my values. And if you don't align with my principles, morals, values, my boundaries, then you're not aligning with me at all in anything. No matter how much I like you. Like, and that's the hardest thing. It'll be having your standards and boundaries towards people that you really like. Ooh.
And then you be letting them slide. Like,
you try to let them slide, but you be like, I'll let you slide this time. I gotta continue to let you slide. But
that's the only hard part. That's how when I get to liking a guy, I be like, God, I really like him. But it's in your will. If you feel like he's for me, let him be for me. But if not, get him gone. They be gone the next hour. I just be like, no time wasted. Okay, it is what it is. It was what it was. Move on. Next caller.
He be taking this time with me. I'm like, she be lingering for like a few months, and then she go. I'm like, you should have taken it like yesterday.
Yeah.
But it's like so. But yeah, that's what I had to learn, in developing relationships, is just understanding where you are, where you stand realistically and honestly, like, what's going on. Like I said, some women like the short kings, what I'm saying? Some women want the 6 foot dudes. I'm like, I'm not 6 foot, honey.
None of that matters. Like, a real woman is not gonna care about none of that. They're gonna want a guy who can love them properly, protect them, and provide for them. That's all that matters.
I agree, but I'm gonna say it like this. Going back to what I said, people make exceptions for the people that they like.
Sure.
So what I notice about a lot of women when they say, "Oh, I want a 6 foot," that's to ward off the men that they don't like.
But she don't even know them yet. They're just going off appearance.
You don't even know them, but for the guy that she does like, he may not even be 5, maybe 6 foot, but she likes him. She'll make an exception for it, and same thing with the dudes too. So that's what I learned for it. So I think we're coming close to our time. Thank you so much, Eria. This thing.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed it.
You're welcome. This thing gonna flew by fast. So once again, plug yourself, plug everything that you have.
Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram at Eria Extensions. My Facebook is Eria Ms.
Thank y'all so much. Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Just James, the podcast. If this episode helped you and you know it can help someone you know, please like, follow, subscribe, and share from all platforms to stay updated on new episodes. In the meantime and in between time, peace and increase.